Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Khazi Arifuddin, and today in this video I am going to have a discussion with one of my very close friend Dr. Anshul Taran. To introduce him, he has completed his MBBS from Bhopal. After that, he has completed his post graduation in anesthesia from a very reputed hospital. It was a 900 bedded hospital where they used to perform 50 to 60 surgeries per day. That is Apollo Kolkata. After completing his post-graduation, he has done fellowship in pain management from the ESI Hospital, Kolkata. Nowadays, he is doing private practice in Bhopal. And in this video, we will talk about anesthesia as a field. We will ask our doubts and confusion regarding the field, and I'll ask about the residency, all the pros, cons, challenges regarding anesthesia as a field. I'm very excited about this video, so stay tuned. Hello Anshul, welcome.
Hi Arif, how are you? I'm so
Yeah, I'm
excited,
fine.
to reconnect you after a long time.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I had this concept because I see so many questions on social media. People have many confusion and doubts regarding your field. So I thought, why not to make a video on this topic so that I invite one of the faculty. I would call you a faculty or one of my colleague, and would like to know about the field. So that is why I have invited you, and thank you very much. You have accepted my invitation.
Thank you, Arif. And I'm humbled that you called me a faculty. I still remember those days when we were, traveling in a metro as a
Yeah,
unknown individuals, and we were just the normal PG students, the boys, the boys, young boys, meeting each other for the first time, and now
yeah,
the two faculties are meeting with each other, discussing the respective branches.
yeah.
I'm happy that you have
You can
invited
say
me.
like
I'm
that.
grateful. Thank you for the invitation, and I'm happy to share my thoughts about the branches, about my branch, and about what I think about your branch as a surgeon. So just go on.
First, I would like to clear this point that it is not an interview. It will be a kind of discussion between the two colleagues. So it will be better for everybody to, to know about the field, and also like it's a kind of healthy conversation. So first, I would like to ask you, when you got your rank, so after that you had entered into anesthesia. So it was by chance or it was your choice?
That's a good question. See, from the initial days only, when you and me, the medicos usually start their, the clinical classes from the second year onwards. From those days only, I always fascinated towards towards the medicine, towards the the physician side type of branches. How they, just like the Sherlock Holmes, they just do make a differential diagnosis, then rule out the one diagnosis by logics and other queries, and then finally they come to a final diagnosis by doing so many reasonings. So I always, I mean, I like this type of attitude. I don't like so much about the surgeons branches, because I always thought it is just
I
a
know
straight
that
thing.
because anesthetists they hate surgeons. I know that.
Because it is just like the straight thing. The anatomy, just do the thing. But in a serious way, I'm always inclined towards the physician branch. So as other medicals, I also like the medicine, and the secondly, because I had an exposure of anesthesiology as one of my elder brother. He is also an anesthesiologist, so I did have somewhat experience about that branch. So during the counseling, I was clear in my mind that I want to take only two branches. First is medicine, the second is anesthesiology. and unfortunately in my rank I didn't get the medicine, so I left with the anesthesiology. I didn't see anything apart from the anesthesiology and medicine like surgery, gynae. In the DNB counseling also, I did have a choice of gynecology. I had a lot of interest. I must confess that I had a lot of interest in gynae also. So in psychiatry, gynecology, surgery, I didn't take those branches. I directly go for the anesthesia.
Tell me about the pros and cons of your field.
uh, you want to ask pros and cons as per the practical point
because
of view?
every field has some positives and negatives, so I would like to bring out those points, like depending on that the viewer who is seeing can decide whether he or she wants to enter into this field or not.
Okay. So before saying anything about pros and cons, positive or negative about my branch, first of all, let me clear that the positives and negatives depends upon the individual personality. Whatsoever the positive or negative, as per my point of view, it may not be you may not agree as per your point of view, because everyone is having a different character, different personality. uh, for example, I am a somewhat aggressive type of person who doesn't want to get dominated by others decision. Doesn't want to get dominated by others decision. So the positives are, first of all, I will go with the positives. It's a good branch. It's a branch where a patient's body, patient's recovery is in your hands. The patient who are undergoing the surgery, you had a lot of say. You have a lot of say about the patient surgery. You decide so many things about the patient who is going under surgery. You can decide so many things in consultation with the surgeon, the primary surgeon, about the patient, about means how you want to proceed with the patient surgery. You want to do surgery now only, or you want to surgery after some time, because of some problems in the patient's clinical profile. So first of all, you decide so many things. Okay, so this is a positive point. Second positive point, if I say financially, that this is one of the branch anesthesia where you start earning from the day one. Yes, I again
Yeah,
repeating that you
I would
start
say that is
earning
the
from a
biggest
day one.
advantage you have.
Yeah, this is, I think
Yeah,
this
that
is
is
one
the
of the, yeah, yeah, this is one of the biggest advantage the anesthesiologist has, that we start earning from a day one, because of the nature of the branch. Then the third thing, there will never be a shortage of work for the anesthesiologist. Again, I am repeating this, also important point.
yeah.
There will never be a shortage of work. There will never be a shortage of jobs for the anesthesiologist, because this is a branch, where so many opportunities are there. Every hospital, every district, every corporate hospitals, they need anesthesiologists, not only for the surgery, but for so many things. The next pros, the positive is, you not only helpful in
I would
doing the
like to
surgery.
I would like to add one more thing.
Yeah.
From any medical college, there are some surgery postgraduates, then there are gynae postgraduates, ENT, orthopedic, and so many surgical branches. And there are, the ratio, if you see the surgeons coming out of any medical college and the anesthesiologist. So I think there will never be what you call shortage or saturation, I would say. So the ratio will always be it will be favoring the anesthetist.
And
So
yeah,
that is another very good about this
yeah,
branch.
yeah. For the anesthesiologist, you are not only helpful for the surgery, you are helpful for so many procedures apart from the surgery. For example, you are helpful for doing endoscopy. You are required for the brachytherapy in the cancer department. You are required for doing the MRI. You are required for doing the CT scans for those patients who are who are not able to remain still while undergoing MRI, for those patients who are who has a CNS comorbidity, central nervous system comorbidity. So for those patients only, as an anesthesiologist, you are required. Then you are required for in the ICU. Okay, you are required for
Yeah.
doing so many procedures in the ICU, in the OT. So see, there are so many things in if you want to go into the anesthesia branch, there will never be a shortage of work for you. Uh, then apart from this, financially, I have told you, for the work related, I have told you. Uh, then now comes into the negative. See, the biggest negative, as per my point of view, is that it is somewhat a depending branch. Uh, why it is depending? Because because the patient is going, the surgeon is, the patient is coming through the surgeon. The patient may be coming through the hospital. Okay, so in the decision making, you are required, but you have to consult with the surgeon while taking the decision. So I think it's a depending branch. But again, as I have said earlier, it depends upon your personality. If you are okay with this, कि why to take tension, क्यों फालतू में टेंशन लेने का, है ना? So if you don't want to take tension, if all these things does not matter to you, then it's fine for you. For example, for me, it does matter. Okay, so I hate that. But for you, if you are a cool guy, then I think it will not be a problem for you. The second thing is, again, financially, there is a saturation in the earning power of an anesthesiologist. Again, I'm repeating, the positive thing is you start earning from day one, but the negative thing is there is a saturation in the earnings of an anesthesiologist. However, that saturation is good. The saturation is more than enough for you, but it is still, if you want to compare with surgeon, you will always be non-satisfied. But if you see that particular money, particular income, then it is more than enough for you. And other negatives are, it is little bit stressful, because you always you have to encounter so many emergencies, and while tackling those emergencies, even the surgeons are also tackling those emergencies. But as an anesthesiologist, it is your job to to make the patient stable, to make the patient's vitals stable, because before handling the body or the patient's body to the surgeon's hand, you have to make the patient's vital stable. You have to correct the blood pressure,
Yeah.
you have to correct the heart rate. Okay, and you have to manage, if the bleeding is there, if the hemoglobin is falling, then you have to manage that bleeding before handling to the patient, to the surgeon, because surgeon is not going to operate in an unstable patient. And even if he or she is going to operate, it's your responsibility to maintain the vitals of that patient. So it is little bit stressful also. And apart from this, I don't think there are many negatives. Still, these are the negatives as per my point of view. It may not be negative as per your point of view. So overall, if you ask me, it's a good branch. Arif,
Okay. Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think? What I
Now,
said about the positive and negative?
yeah, I agree with you. What we feel as a surgeon, that you don't have to invest a single penny, because once you are with your degree, you come to the hospital, even like the hospital or the surgeon provide you the syringes, like the so it means you need not to have anything. It is a zero investment branch. What I would say, like that is another a good point. But yeah, it is very stressful. You have to roam around from one center to other center. That is like a very stressful and hectic daily schedule.
I disagree with one point of view. Okay, we are not
Yeah.
investing anything physically, but we are investing so many things intellectually. Okay.
Yeah. That's I totally agree. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, next thing I would like to ask you, because as a surgeon or surgery resident, like we are always very jealous, because you always get time to eat, and also like time to time you replace or like what I would say, some other resident take over your job during anesthesia, or while we are operating you sit on a stool and you are very calm and cool. So I would like to ask you about the uh, routine of a postgraduate resident
Mind
while
you,
working in anesthesia department.
Mind you, that's our choice. We have chosen this branch to become to
Yeah,
sit on the
yeah, I
stool while you are
totally.
standing. Okay, so that's our choice, and that's
Yes.
your choice to remain stand on the patients. Okay, so
Yeah,
and we are happy with that, and we are happy with that. Okay, on a serious note, I don't think so. The anesthesia postgraduate life is easy. See, you can't compare different residents of different branches with each other. See it every see some branches are tiring on physically, and some branches are tiring mentally. It depends upon branches to branches. As what you have said, that okay, for a layman or for any person who wants to see the physical the physicalness of any branch, and you may say that we are sitting on the stool, and I want to remind you this thing, that we are sitting on the stool, but at the same time our ears are always concentrated on the sound of a pulse. Okay, that's the beauty of our branch. If I'm talking to you, even if I would have given this interview in the OT, if I'm talking to you continuously, my ear would have been on the monitor. Okay, I just remember this line. I am watching the pulse through my ear. I'm again repeating. I'm watching the pulse through my ear. Watching. Okay, because that's how we adjust ourselves. Okay, uh, even the minute difference in the sound of a pulse, we just instantaneously sees the monitor. Okay, that's how we, even if we are sitting, we are talking with each other, or we are sipping a tea just outside the OT. Even though, so we continuously look on the monitor what's going on. We continuously look at you guys, what you are doing with the body. Okay, in our absence. From the outside, we may look like sitting idle, not doing anything, but from the mind and from the ears, from the eyes, we are doing so many things. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, in the initial PG days, we have to now I'm just telling my routine in my PG days, so that it may be helpful for for you guys also who are watching this video. See, I used to reach in my routine OTs around 7:30 to 8 a.m. in the morning. Then as a PG residents, we allot one OT each. And I have done my DNB anesthesia primary from Apollo Hospital, Kolkata, one of the largest corporate hospital in India. We had a 40 to 60 OTs per day. So as a resident, means I was the only person in the OT, as my other DNBs also. So we reached there, we prepare all the medicine trolley, which the drugs with the drugs which we are going to use in the OT. We then use the anesthesia machine. We use the oxygen supply line, the nitrous oxide N2 supply line, everything. Then we use we check the cylinders which were there, there in the OT. Then we start the monitor, check everything. Then we make the emergency drugs like mephentermine or phenylephrine or atropine, which can come handy at any point of time during the surgery. And then we are ready with the procedure, and then the cases starts occurring. Then this whole OT thing goes till 6 to 7 o'clock in the evening, and we used to get a 2 or 3 or maximum 5 minute break for the lunch by our respected teachers. And then till 6 to 7 o'clock we remain in the OT doing the routine surgeries. Then afterwards we have to do the pre-anesthetic checkup for the OTs which are posted on the next day. Then we
okay,
inform those PACs, pre-anesthetic checkups, or the PAC, to our respective consultants. And then I used to reach home around 9 o'clock in the night. Then we had a rotational night duty, and then this is how the life goes on. And but what I remember, that the more hectic your PG days are, the more your life becomes easy afterwards. That's how our routine was.
Okay, that is a good explanation you have given. Now, asking about the challenges of your field, what are the points at which you have adrenal rush, like difficult intubation or managing any road traffic accident patient or like that? Tell me about your challenges.
See, as a I'm just telling all the experiences as a PG or as a in my professional life also. See, as you have said rightly, that our main challenges were the emergencies. Okay. However, during the routine surgeries also, we did face a lot of challenges. Um, but in the emergency surgeries are the surgeries where we always had a adrenaline rush in our blood. We always rush from here to there, and those things and those emergencies make at least myself, it make me very calm during the time of emergency. And that's how all the doctors, even you, Arif, and we remain calm during the emergency as a doctor, and that's our biggest asset. So I still remember my first emergency that I faced with my one of the senior consultant. And I was in awe when I see him. He was in complete zen like state. He was in a total silence. He just giving instructions in the Bengali, just aste aste. Just it means to be a slow. The slow, not in terms of speed. He just want to say be calm, be calm. Okay. And his speed was in a lightning type of way. He does the intubation, he does all the lines, he prepared he gave the drugs, he has measured the doses very accurately in a fraction of seconds. So that's what I learned from him during the emergency. So that however those emergencies always do the adrenaline rush in our body. um, I still remember one case that I just want to share, so that you people, may experience how the PG days of an anesthesiologist is. That I was posted in an ICU as a rotational duty. So, as a anesthesiologist PG resident, we did a lot of intubation, routine intubation. So we become master in that while doing the intubation. Our stand, how we stand, how we what's the angle of our elbow, what's the angle of our wrist while doing the intubation. That's a normal routine scenario. So that's how we learned intubation. So when I was posted in ICU, I was just checking the reports of a one patient. Then I just heard a commotion in one of the near one of my patient. I just went there and asked Dada, what's happening? Before answering him, I just see that patient. He just had a the neck surgery. Maybe it was some parotid or something. I don't remember the surgery. So that patient was just like tachypnea. Tachypnea means difficulty in breathing. So he was not able to breathe properly. And then within a fraction of seconds, his face starts swelling. The swelling starts from here, then from here, then the whole face swelled a lot. Even the eyes were swelled. So Dada said that it's a subcutaneous emphysema. So
Yeah,
then
surgical
my
emphysema.
Dada is means the senior. Then the senior was a medical resident, and they are not very much accustomed with the intubation as we are as an anesthesiologist. So he was not able to do that. I just asked Dada, let me do it. you know I was so much calm in that particular period because of my training with my favorite teacher. So I was calm. I just went there, and just do a proper intubation because I know my skills. And even the inside of the mouth was swelled. I was not able to see anything. I just used my experience of little bit experience at that time. When I think I was in third year or so. So I just did the intubation, and fortunately it was right. I was able to insert the tube within a fraction of second. And after 4 days, means the patient improved a lot the next day. And you will be happy to hear that after 4 days, the patient got discharged. At
Arey
one
wah,
point of
that's a
time,
good
he
thing.
was nearly able
Yeah,
to die. The saturation was around 60, and after 4 days, the patient got discharged. So that's what I learned. See, all these things give us the adrenaline rush, but how we remain calm in those things that we learn in anesthesia, and then we
yeah.
did that thing.
Actually, I would say that anesthesia, I think anesthesiologists, they save more lives than any other doctors, what I would say, because you also work in ICUs. Of course, physicians are there, but still anesthesiologists, in terms of saving the lives, I would say they do wonderful job.